I actually did smoke weed for the first time with him on that movie.
You're gonna go on record and say that.
Hey, man, I think people know that Logan smokes weed.
Well, then I guess I'll go on record too and say same. It was out of an apple.
I'm Nat Wolff, and I play Rusty Borgens.
And I'm Liana Liberato, and I play Kate. And I don't think I had a last name, so just Kate.
I think it was Kate, if I remember.
It was Kate.
But
yeah,
the last name was with a C, and the first name was with a K.
Yeah, no, you're right. That's exactly how it was written.
Mm-hmm.
Can I stay at your house tonight?
Okay. Dude! I knew you were cynical about love.
You make me feel less cynical. I have days when I'm not sure I made the right decision.
I think about us, our story, and all the things that went wrong with us, and I could do it so much better this time.
We auditioned for, I'm telling the story now, they're on camera because it's so good. There was a chemistry read for this movie, first time, and we were so excited, and I met Liana and I was like, this is the best actress I've ever seen, and we went to go see a movie, Blue Valentine, with my mom, and then we didn't get the part, and we were both crestfallen and really, really bummed. And then we were just sending each other scripts for like 2 years. Liana was in a music video that my brother and my song. And then we just kept sending each other scripts and trying to be in the same movie. And then Liana saw the script. It was originally called Writers, and sent it to me and said, like, you'd be a really convincing stoner.
I was working on a film in Europe, which was so fun, but I was like a teenager and kind of bored. And I was working with a really amazing producer who was producing, and she sent me the script. She was like, there's no parts for you, but if you're bored and you want to read something, here's a script. And I read it and I was like, I want to be in this, and I want Nat Wolff to be in it. And after we got back to LA, we orchestrated a little meeting with the director, Nat, and had lunch, I think. And then
yeah, I forgot about that. You, me, and Josh.
Yeah, we had lunch together, and then we went through like a chem read, which obviously the chemistry, it was like so evident that like this is what was meant to be. And then he got it. We got the part.
I had like the craziest crush on Liana, so it helped with the chemistry.
Yeah, likewise. That was very easy. Like, it felt really right too, because we were just so sad about not getting that other job, and we really wanted to work together. We had like such a fun time too when we first met. I met you in New York. I was like 15, and you, just being the New Yorker that you are, you just like showed me around, and we just had such a good time. And I was like, this guy's so cool. We have to work together. And it just happened.
Yeah, I kind of vaguely remember showing you around was just walking in the freezing cold snow, not being able to find anything that was open.
Yeah, you introduced me to the gray. You introduced me to the gray dog.
The gray dog is great. They changed their menu, which is sad after all those. You know what I mean? I kind of am missing some of the old staples, but it's still great. It's still there. It's still waiting for you.
Quit following me, Glenn.
Oh, this is my house.
Oh, okay, big shot. Listen, I'm leaving. All right.
Good. Get the out of here. Hey, asshole.
You all right? I'm fine.
Come on.
I think we had the party scene, right?
That's what I was gonna say. Where I punched the guy in the face, and that party. That's what you're talking about, right?
Yeah.
That was the first thing. I was actually gonna say that is one I remember. Also because people send that scene on Instagram and on thing a lot. Or I get that. I see that kind of. Oh, also when we go into the car right after the party.
Yeah.
And you're like, can I spend the night at your house? And I'm like,
oh yeah, those were, I do remember that scene too, when we snuck through the back sliding glass door. That was one of the first days too, right? And the am I the angel in the poem you wrote?
Yeah.
all of that I feel like was compiled into the first few days.
Yeah, I just remember we did a couple of those scenes, and I remember Josh, the director, with tears in his eyes, and he, because really, I was playing Josh, and Liana was playing his first love, sort of. So it was just like it was really meaningful to him, and there was just a really, really special vibe on the set, you know, in this real family. It ruined a lot of movies that came after for me, because I was like, all movies are, because this was one of my first movies, and I was just like, all movies are like this magical. And then you're like, no, most movies are a slog. You know, it was a really quick shoot, but it just felt like everything that could go right went right.
I
Yeah.
remember, yeah, the party stuff was so fun, but then that scene where Kate stays over, I remember that. I was like, oh, I feel like we're kind of capturing like the heart of what this movie is. And it did feel very magical. I especially that.
A toast.
Okay.
To Rusty.
And a Rusty.
And happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving. All right.
I learned a lot from Jennifer. She was so great to work with, and also she did some work on the script. There would be little things that she would change or question things about the logic in the script that I think it added a whole other element to the movie. I feel like I really took a lot from working with her. And then working with Greg again was so fun, because I was reminding him of how when we were younger, I was really nervous to work with him, I remember, because I was such a big fan of his. And I think he really went out of his way to put us at ease, or maybe that's just his personality. Both of them were dream parents to have.
I wouldn't do that if I were you. Bon Jovi over there, he sleeps with a lot of girls. You're practically guaranteed, wake up with a rash.
Thanks for the tip.
Cool. You're awesome.
Well, I'd known Lily Collins since I was 11, and like Lily used to interview people on carpets, and of different teen awards and stuff. As you know, I'm a very I won a Teen Choice Award because it was play stuff somehow in the back of the shot, and then I hit it. So embarrassing. No, so I'd known her since I was a kid, and we just immediately became friends. And the three of either the four young people, me, Liana, Logan, and Lily, all became so close. Logan I had never met before. I actually did smoke weed for the first time with him on that movie.
You're gonna go on record and say that.
Hey man, I think people know that Logan smokes weed.
Well, then I guess I'll go on record too and say same. It was out of mouth. I think this might be the first time my mom hears this.
Oh my God, that was also the thing, is that like Liana's mom was there, and I remember smoking weed for the first time in the weekend, and then like sneaking back to the room. Your mom catching you in the hallway, and
it's funny because like she probably wouldn't have cared, but
yeah,
just teen things.
bad. No, I mean, in general, it was actually a very sweet. I had the craziest thing where either my mom or my dad came down at the very beginning and then had to leave, and so I just had to like sign something so I could be without a guardian. I lost the credit card I had, and I had no money, and I didn't tell anybody because I was like, I didn't want. I'd already gone through so much work to tell my parents like I could be alone on the set. So I really started eating the breakfast on set, eating the lunch on set, and then I'd run home to the hotel to get this free chicken pot pie that they had at night, because I had no way to get food or money, until finally Liana's mom was like, "You have no money."
I don't remember this.
So she started paying for my meals. I mean, it was really like, we were kids. That's the thing in watching it too, is Liana, you look exactly the same, but I look like a child.
No, you look the same too.
Really? I looked
Yes.
and I was like, because I was worried going back in scenes. I hate watching stuff I'm in, and I was like, is it gonna make me feel weird? But I was like, oh, it's a different person. It's a different era. I can't believe Logan's getting thrown under the bus, but I'm so happy.
I love Logan.
He's the greatest. We're still really, really close. I mean, when we all see each other, there was one time where we all got together and saw each other or ran into each other, the four of us at a party. And then
Yeah, that was crazy.
I got to work with Greg again, which
You
was so
did?
fun. Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. I love
Yeah.
Greg.
And that's the picture that you want to have up there? You look like a serial killer.
That's my favorite shirt.
Don't ever do it. Did you actually pay for that? Can I ask you a serious question? Are you colorblind? Oh, hubba hubba.
I was like, whoa, that's such a pretty, tiny person. And then Josh was like, that's Kristen Bell. I was like, holy shit. And I never even met her. That was the only time I just saw her away from afar. So I never got to hang out with Kristen Bell. I don't know if you met her.
I did. I met her in the lobby because I forced myself in her orbit. I was like, hello, nice to meet you. I love you. I actually ran into her at an event and I was like, there's no way she's going to remember me. And she came up to me and she was like, you're stuck in love. I was like, oh my gosh. Yeah, I am. Hi. Can't believe you know that.
Well, it's amazing with this movie. It's really had this, it came out and people really liked it, but you didn't really hear that. And then it had this crazy second life. I have people coming up to me to talk about it probably every other day. I think because it was on Netflix for a while and it's just so romantic and real.
Okay, this is a poem I wrote over Thanksgiving break. It's called School. It was written under the influence of cannabis. Okay, in the sea of, this is so awkward. In the sea of desks, there's talk of bags and games and long pipes that leak dreams with the strike of a match. And there's a loudness to the whispers I hear. Whispers shouldn't be that loud, should they? There's a girl over there who everyone knows, and men without ears who will stand by the door for a price. In long hallways, there are angry mobs of dwarves and rats and one single angel.
I'm so glad it can still hold its own. I think that's great because it was so special for us to make it. But I feel like when you sign on to independent movies as an actor, you kind of just have to release any ideas you may have because it's just, you never know with this industry. It's just can be so turbulent and you're just like, I had a great time making it, but whatever comes of it, just it is what it is. So it's really cool. It's cool that like people can share that experience with us. It's nice.
And I really like the idea that I'm part of something that's given people a lot of happiness, which I feel like this movie has done. And also people say to me like, oh, I watched it. I would watch that movie over and over and over again. I'm like, I've never done that before with any movie in my life. Like you'd be like, I finished the movie and then watch it again. And there is something about it that was in the experience of making it that I think got on the screen, which was, it felt like what you always pretend a movie is like when you do interviews and you say, oh, we had the greatest time and everybody was a family. It's never really true. This actually was the dream of what it's like to make a movie. I would love to do another movie together. That would be so fun.
Can you imagine a Stuck in Love 2? What would happen?
Josh is writing that.
No way.
I swear to God, I don't know if he actually did it, but he had that idea.
You could take it a lot of places for sure. Because there's a lot of like open-ended storylines at the end.
I feel like Kate wrote a book about addiction and is like a really famous, like is actually the most famous writer of all the characters.
And Rusty ended up in a healthy relationship with somebody else.
That sounds really boring. No, Rusty, how do we make it more interesting?
Maybe Rusty and Kate run into each other at a book signing that was double booked.
Oh, the two of them are both signing books. Oh, it was double booked. They up. They put us both on the same station. And I'm like, hey, wait, I'm supposed to be here. And you're like, hey. And we're like, Rusty? Wait, can we practice it? Let's practice.
And then, Rusty?
Whoa.
And then we're going to go into a slow-mo of your voiceover. I remember that it hurt. Looking at her hurt.
And then we're like, whoa, trippy.
Oh, we wrote it. Done.